This is Sharon Bornholt with Innovative Property Solutions in the Louisville Gals Real Estate Blog, and I'm really happy to have Chris Bruce from Tampa, Florida with me today. Chris runs a successful real estate wholesaling business that he started back in 2009. He also coaches students all across the country on how to get free from the rat race and cash in on this economy through buying and selling real estate. It's really great to have you here today, Chris.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you bringing me on the call today.
Well, you got so much to teach people. I think you have a really interesting story. I think it's safe to say it took you a little while to get on this path that you're on today.
Yes, definitely it did.
You grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and then you moved to Florida in 2004.
Yes.
That's correct. So what type of work did you do in Detroit?
Well, in Detroit, before I left, I had a few jobs. I actually was working for the Tigers Stadium, which is the Detroit Tigers baseball stadium. I basically ran a concession stand selling cotton candy and lemonade. And then as well, I worked at the Ford Field, which is the Detroit Lions football stadium.
Okay.
And there I was pretty much managing people, that the vendors that would go out and sell the different beers and lemonade and stuff like that. I kind of managed them in the back. So I had both of those jobs, and I worked there for about 3 years.
Okay. So then you moved to Florida. So you weren't investing in real estate in Detroit then?
No.
Okay. So you moved to Florida, and then what did you start doing there when you first got to Florida? What type of job did you have there?
Yeah, I actually got a job when I moved in 2004. There was when the hurricanes had hit here bad, like around the Tampa surrounding areas. So I was actually working for an insurance company. We were doing the claims for the insurance of the houses that got hit real bad with the hurricanes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So pretty much just like data entry stuff.
But was that maybe the start of piquing your interest in real estate?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was a lot of, houses that got hit bad and stuff like that. And, I was like, man, all these houses that are, going to get paid off by insurance and stuff like that, it kind of gave me like, I wonder, what's going to happen with, as far as the housing and stuff like that, and I kind of got an interest from there, just about the whole real estate and houses and stuff like that.
I know you said that you always knew how to make money, but you had a little trouble keeping it. So it sounds like you had a pretty good time when you got down to Florida.
Oh yeah. I mean, I partied a lot. Got used to, it being sunny outside and beautiful weather and stuff like that up here. Kind of felt like I was living a vacation every day, to be honest with you. So, I was transitioning from partying and spending all type of money to learn how to keep the money on my bank account, and invest it.
So how did you start your real estate career? Did you have a mentor, or did you just start with books? How did you actually get started?
Oh yeah, that's a great question, Sharon. Actually, I started. I was on the internet, and I ran across a guy by the name of Preston Healy, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys probably know. And he was advertising a course, which is the REO Rockstar course. And I said, this seems pretty interesting, with the whole buying foreclosure homes and doing it with no money and no credit. So from there, my interest, I went ahead and took action, and I purchased that first course, the REO Rockstar. Back then, it was like $9.97. So I went ahead and purchased that course. Me and a couple of friends got quickly started taking action with the course. It took me about 4 months to actually close my first deal. But to really get the business really, really going, I further hired him as my mentor.
Okay. That's a really big point to point out here. Seems like you've actually grown your business in the scheme of things pretty fast from, when you started to where you are now. So it seems to me like a lot of the people that had better success had a coach right from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. You know, it's better off to work with somebody that's already made the mistakes, you know, and knows exactly what it takes to be successful. And, you know, if it's a business, I mean, you can hire a mentor for anything, you know, but, you know, when it comes down to real estate, it was easier to hire somebody that's already been there, done it. They know what to do, and they can pretty much teach you exactly what you need to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And they can see what your strengths and your weaknesses are too.
Right.
Now, you started right out in wholesaling and kind of stayed there?
Yeah, I started in wholesaling. Actually, most people I know, they kind of start off doing like the private sellers. I did the opposite. I started off actually doing REOs. So I quickly transitioned from REOs because I had deposits, and, you know, I'd be honest with you, I was making all types of mistakes and lost money, but I quickly transitioned and started doing a lot of seller direct marketing and stuff like that, and buying and selling homes for private owners. So I mainly focus on wholesaling.
Okay. So do you do direct mail and bandit signs and the things that a lot of us do, or do you have some other strategies that you find that work out really well for you?
Well, direct mail is definitely the one key thing in my business that I do use. I don't really do too much bandit signs anymore. I do them for like buyers per se. I do flyers, a lot of networking, a lot of social media stuff as well with Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. But I mean, direct mail is definitely one of my best sources to get my leads.
Yeah, it's definitely hands down, it's my best source of leads all the time. Now, you mentioned flyers. Well, how do you use flyers in your business?
Pretty much what I do is I have somebody that goes out and I pay them like $100 a month to do it, and they just put out flyers in different areas. Laundromat is one big place.
Really?
Because, you know, a lot of people that, you know, they don't have a washing machine or whatever, in case maybe some of them, you know, I've had people where they just are about to lose their house or whatnot, you know, and I found people from doing that, you know. So, laundromats is definitely a place, Panera Bread, Starbucks, if they have any place that has like a hanger board where you can kind of pin the flyer up is what I like to do, and put them in those different places all across the city.
Now, see, I didn't even realize, I'm trying to think back to Panera Bread here and Starbucks. I don't recall even seeing a bulletin board. Is it in the back somewhere, or?
Yeah, actually, I know in Panera Bread, it's not in every Starbucks. It's more of Panera Bread, but the one that we have in Panera Bread, the main one I know a lot of people go to in the central area of Tampa, they have one near the bathroom.
Okay. Well, that's just really interesting. Now I'm going to have to take a road trip out. I have to say I've never really used flyers in this business to look for seller leads. Now, in my other business, which was a home inspection business, flyers were a mainstay in our business. But we could take 100 flyers to 100 agents in a real estate office, and it was it worked great. So that was a big part. Direct mail and flyers were a big part of my other business. But that's very interesting. You've given me something to think about. So, do you get many leads from a website, like a buyer or a seller website?
Give or take, it depends. Not really. I actually just got one 2 weeks ago. There's a lead that's actually down in Miami, so it's not even close by me. But I'm still gonna, still taking action on it and seeing what I can do with it. But it happens sometimes. I have ads that are on Craigslist that basically attract people to my squeeze page. So here and now and then I get a few leads that come in, occasionally, quarterly, maybe like once every 3 or 4 months, but it doesn't happen a lot. I think for some people that are getting like a lot of leads, it's really learning how to get on top of like the Google, page optimized for those certain keywords, like I need to sell my house fast and stuff like that. So that stuff takes a lot of time. So for me, I'd rather just spend the money on direct mail.
Yeah. I think no matter what you do, you're just really missing the boat if you don't use direct mail. But now that's a great idea for Craigslist. So you put some type of an offer in there to drive people to your business. I would guess that would work really well for buyer. You could do that for buyers. You could do it for sellers as well.
Excellent. Yeah, it works excellent for buyers. And even for sellers, what I did is I created a report. And it's just saying that, for somebody like, for instance, for a seller, if you're in a distressed situation and you just want to know some options of what you can do, instead of listening with the realtor, you can get this free report by filling out your name and email address in. So that's just pretty much what I do to attract the sellers.
Well, that's a great idea. Now, do you have any statistics on do you get a sale a month or 10 leads a week?
Like I said, I get probably one, seller lead maybe like every 2 to 3 months. I might close. Last year, honestly, only closed one deal off of it last year. I don't really market as much as I should be, I could say. Because the thing about Tampa area is that there's a lot of other people that are doing it, so for somebody to do this in a different area and you were to go on Craigslist and search the ads that are on there and you're not seeing a lot of ads, we're great for somebody else.
Well, I guess if you could find a way to make your ads stand out too, then that would make a difference. I know that's been a challenge for me. You've got to keep the ads up there and keep them fresh. And I know a couple of people have talked about using a virtual assistant to do that. So it's a great strategy, but in the scheme of things, it's hard to implement as the business owner and keep it up on a at least I think it is on a consistent basis. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe you just need a virtual assistant to do some of those things.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing. I have a virtual assistant, but I don't have her doing that. But I mean, it's something definitely I probably should go ahead and implement. Right now I just pretty much have the ads that I do have out. I just have her go on there and just, the good thing about Craigslist now is that you don't have to create a separate ad, keep on doing it again. They have a renew button. So you just go in there and renew it and do that every 48 hours.
Yeah. So did you have a lot of challenges when you first started in real estate, or did you just kind of, since you had a mentor, would you say you had an easier time of it, maybe didn't have as many challenges as the folks just starting out, and you hear such stories?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I had some challenges. It was more so, I wouldn't say so much more to real estate. I think it was kind of my own, personal things that challenged me in business, and just pretty much gaining that entrepreneur mindset was one of the biggest things that was a challenge for me. But having a mentor helped me out. It got me to that success that I need to get to a lot faster than I know others, because I know a few people that started off at the same time that I did, and they're still having a struggle a little bit.
Yeah. Now, your business has just, you're very successful today, and your business has grown. You've got coaching, you've got products, you've got a very, very good blog. I'm going to put all these links below the video too. So I spent some time kind of going through your blog. It's a great place. You want to tell folks to go over there and learn. You've got a product. Tell me a little bit about your product. It's RIA Wealth Profit. Is this for beginners or?
Yeah, it's just pretty much a membership site that I've created. It's like an entry-level mentoring membership site where I have a lot of videos and training that just basically, gives the knowledge of how to get started with wholesaling. I do get an advanced video training in doing lease options, owner finance type of deals.
Okay.
We even get into finding how to find private money as well. So it's a little advanced training too, but it's definitely something for if somebody's just getting started, and they can pretty much learn and gain knowledge. And I have a lot of my marketing pieces in there that you can use and download for free. And we meet once a month for our coaching calls. Just to talk about, what's working in the business in today.
So it's just a recurring fee, and you have set videos and set training in there, and then you have your monthly coaching calls. And I'm assuming you add things all the time to that.
Yeah, and we add videos and interviews that we do with people across the board every single month as well too.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, because I think a lot of people, they jump in, they get a course or two, and they're all gung-ho, and then they start having problems, and they really, if they don't have a mentor, they need some place to go to get re-energized, and it's really pretty easy to fall off the wagon, it's pretty easy to get discouraged in the beginning if you don't have the right direction. So what would you say to folks who wanted to go down this path? What advice would you give them looking back at all the success you've had and all the mistakes you've made? What would you tell other people?
What I would just say that the number one thing you should do is work on yourself. Definitely grab some books and start to quickly educate yourself. Not even just so much in real estate. I mean, definitely need to too. But even just on just having that positive mindset, and also get a mentor. I mean, it's an investment, but it will save you a lot more money than you trying to learn everything on yourself and do everything by yourself.
That's so true. And for folks that say, I can't afford a mentor today, well, I always tell them, go to your local RIA, and you'll probably find your very first mentor there, and they have great trainings there. But as soon as you can, get a mentor, because Chris is living proof that instead of spending 10 years building a viable business, you'll spend a whole lot less years with the proper help. Well, I want to thank you, Chris, for coming on today. I so enjoy your blog and hearing about your struggle. Your struggle is like that of a lot of people, especially younger people. You have a job, and then all of a sudden you've got all this freedom. You have a business, and you have to learn to get focused and do the work. And it's okay to have fun, but you pretty much got to change your mindset, like you said. So I'll put all the links to Chris's blog. I know on his blog he has a free 5-day course, how to make a fortune flipping homes. And that's a great resource too. So once again, thanks, Chris. And this is Sharon Bornholt with Innovative Property Solutions and the Louisville Gals Real Estate blog. And we'll be back real soon with another interview on escaping the 9-to-5, how I did it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sharon, for having me.
Thanks, Chris.